Starting at noon today, DraftKings is starting a full simulation of the 2021 NFL season in Madden. Oh yeah, we're going to have contests for all the Sims as usual, but you can also participate in the fun with the free 5K simulated pro football season pool. Just answer a series of questions about the Madden simulated season and get the most answers right to win your share of 5K in prizes. It's all free to play. So head on over to the DK Sportsbook to enter. And say hello to our Madden panel, DraftKings contributors Geoff, Ulrich, and Kenny Ducey. Guys, it's time for a Madden season preview. So the pool that goes along with this simulated season asks questions like who will win each division, but also has a question that asks which of these teams will have the best record at the end of the regular season? The New York Jets, the Jaguars, Bengals, or Broncos? So, Geoff, who do you think comes out on top there?
Yeah, well, I know Kenny's going to pick the Jets.
Yeah.
They actually aren't a terrible sim team, but I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals. And again, a lot of how I think the teams perform in the Sims depends on things like quarterback play and just what kind of receivers they have available to them. The Bengals aren't terrible in this aspect. Joe Burrow, obviously still a rookie, doesn't have the highest Madden Sim ratings, but he's got a pretty good collection of wide receivers there. You'd actually be surprised, but John Ross in these Madden Sims, not a bad value play, still got some speed there. I don't think he's going to be playing in real life anytime soon, but in sim life, he's actually a pretty good part of this Bengals team. So I'm going to say the Bengals end up with the best record of these four.
All right, Kenny, are you going with the Jets?
Of course I am. The Jets are a very good sim team, Jesse. And when you look back at the tournament that we had, the end of the season tournament last year, the Jets actually won their division in the AFC East. Now, this is pretty difficult for me. I'm going back and forth between the Jets and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars, of course, looking at the winter and spring 2021 standings. The Jets had 19 wins. The Jaguars were the best of this bunch, actually. But watching enough Jaguars Sims, I'm just not confident enough in that defense. I think that Gardner Minshew is very hot and cold, and New York gives you the consistency really on the defensive side of the ball, and also with the running game and Le'Veon Bell. Those two aspects in the Sims have actually proven to be, I think, the most consistent commodity out of these teams. So yeah, I don't want to see Sam Darnold and Le'Veon Bell win. Like, what do I get out of that, right? It's going to make me cry. So I don't want to see the Jets win, but I do think that they're going to win the most out of this bunch.
All right, well, we had a shortened season at the end of last season, the Madden holiday season. So did you learn anything from that format to help when it comes to like picking who's going to perform well in this setup, Kenny?
You know what? I do. I did mention it that the Jets won their division in that, but look, it was a little shortened. You only had, 3 games. It was a round robin in the divisions until you got into the bracket tournament. And I learned 2 things. The first is I'll go back to the bracket tournament in that I picked a lot of upsets. A lot of upsets didn't happen. Geoff and I, we watch these Sims. We see teams like the Titans lose all the time. We see the Jaguars win a lot of games. And even in the divisional round where you got the round robins, we didn't see, we saw a lot of upsets. We saw the Jets go 2-1 in the AFC East, right? And so I thought, okay, upset city, that just didn't happen in the tournament. So yeah, I do think that you want to pick a little bit of chalk, but also, these divisions are really difficult. And I think it matters a lot in this tournament when you look at a team like the Kansas City Chiefs and the Seattle Seahawks, even 2 teams where I felt like they might go 2-2, based on the other, sort of formidable opponents in their divisions, and they didn't. They killed the rest of their division. So I think that betting on chalk a lot more is going to pay off for you.
Geoff, what do you think?
I think that the main thing I learned is like really back the teams with big QBs, like good QBs. I mean, again, we saw the final, the last final. I'm pretty sure, it was Tom Brady and Russell Wilson. So again, like these teams with the top 10 QBs, they just perform better. They're more consistent. They perform better in the red zone, which is really obviously where they're getting their points. So for me, really don't go too far off. You don't want to back a team that you think is good, but has a QB with like a 70 rating or something like that, like the Denver Broncos and Drew Lock. You want to stick to that cream of the crop with the QBs. Make sure your guy's above 80. Those are the teams that perform well at the end of the games and get you those game-winning drives.